Hey everyone, and today we are going to be looking at my persuasive speech. Today's topic will be about children's overuse of phones and how they can be harmful, especially when they are not monitored. Today we are going to be joined by my audience of Crow. It's my friend from work. Let's go ahead and get started. So I want to start by asking you, do you actually know what your child is doing on their bright neon pink or orange or blue tablet that they got going on? Well, I know sometimes, you're listening and overhearing their Cocoa Melon videos or their Bluey videos or whatever, but a lot of the times, if you're not watching or if there's no sound going on in the background, do you actually know what they're doing on their screens? Because if you don't, let me tell you, there's a lot that can go wrong with that. I've seen it firsthand. I experienced it when I was younger, when my parents didn't monitor. And I just want to go ahead and start off by saying that there's a lot of predators. I think predators is going to be the main thing that I'm going to be talking about, because that is probably going to be the biggest issue. Now, there is a lot of other inappropriate content that can be seen. I mean, I've just been scrolling through Instagram at work. I can't even open the Instagram app at work half the time because there's stuff from terrorism all the way down to girls in skimpy outfits and inappropriate stuff like that, which I don't follow or look at or anything like that. My fiance would kill me. But sometimes it still pops up just because I guess that's what everyone else is trying to look at. So it'll pop up in those For You pages and all that kind of crazy stuff. So you want to always monitor what they're looking at, especially if it's your own account. If you're not sitting there watching Bluey and Cocoa Melon and Caillou and all that kind of stuff, that stuff's not going to pop up in your page. So when they go into yours, they're going to see whatever you see, whether it be political stuff that they have no business looking into with all of the stuff going on in the Middle East and all that good stuff. So when I was little, I would say a personal experience for me is going into and making my own Instagram for the first time and seeing all of the stuff that was going on in the Middle East at the time. There was a lot of the stuff going on with Iraq, and I would constantly see stuff about bombings and invasions and all that kind of stuff that really scared me when I was in like middle school and stuff, and I didn't really understand it. And when I asked my mom about it, that's when she was telling me, hey, you need to stop looking at all that kind of crazy stuff. You don't have any business trying to learn and see about that. And what's scary is how easy it is for kids of all ages to go in and look at that kind of stuff. Like, the internet is accessible from every device in the world, including all of those brightly colored tablets that we like to buy our children. And then another thing is I want to support my argument by showing you these statistics that I've pulled up from the University of Maryland. And it looks like it's going to be switched around a little bit, but I will say that it says that half of children ages 10 to 12 and 1/3 ages 7 to 9 use social media. A recent poll of parents with children ages 7 to 12 identify the areas of children's social media use that parents struggle to control, which is 1 in 6 parents don't use parental controls. 39% of parents don't have time to monitor their children's social media. 21% of parents can't find information to set up monitoring, and 32% of children find ways to circumvent parental controls. Which is crazy to me, that even if you check through all the boxes trying to make sure that they are doing the right thing, they can still somehow find ways to bypass it. And then 1 in 6 don't even have parental control, so you can imagine how much they can see with that. Speaking of social media and what you can find on there, some good research that you can do on your own is going through a YouTube channel called LC Pendum, which is a YouTube channel that is ran by this guy that has made over 600 arrests, basically, by pretending he is a young child and he lures men and women that want to meet with them to a certain public place where they're then apprehended by the police because they thought they were talking to 12, 13, 14-year-olds, when in reality they're talking to a full-grown man that knew what their intent was and what they were trying to do. So he has a lot of good videos showing just how many crazy people there are in the world. And you have to think, that's 600 people, but that's 600 people in his general area. Can you imagine how many people there are if you like look at like the United States as a whole, or even the world, depending on where you're at? I know in Europe it's a really big thing. I know human trafficking is a really big thing up there, a lot bigger than even here in the United States. I would like to say that the positive effects of monitoring your children's like tablets and devices and stuff like that is preventing that, of course, but not only that, you're going to save them their childhood. Because if you're not monitoring that, the negative effect would be is they might lose their innocence very, very early, and you want to keep that children's innocence for as long as possible, because if you don't, what ends up happening is they're going to turn into horrible people that don't really know right from wrong because they experienced the wrong way too early in life. So my call of action is just to take care of your children like anyone and everyone who is good to them will and should. Thank you.